In this video, I address some questions raised by the Catalyst reviewers about the proof of achievement of the milestone 2 for our SPO Anywhere project. In particular, I'll give a brief review of the files highlighted by the reviewers, and then I'll run locally the same test suite that we run on CI. I'll do that trying to highlight the relevant parts of the outputs, explaining what's happening. This directory contains all the files needed to run a network. They include both configuration for nodes, and therefore for the network itself, and keys for stake pool operators. Some of these files like this one, should be kept secret and not shared. In this case, we included them only because needed for tests. As you can see, files like this one are instead the usual Cardano node configuration files. All of these files, as specified in the milestone output, are coded. Nevertheless, we chose to push the script that generated it, even if not enough customizable yet. Indeed, this configurability problem will be addressed in the next milestone. This is the script that we use to generate the directory containing all the configuration files and keys that we just saw. As you can see, this is a simple bash script that reuses what is already provided by the Cardano CLI command to build the directory we just saw. At this line, you can see how we specified the directory that will contain the generated configuration files plus keys. And now let's see the test itself. At the beginning, we specify what are the requirements for our test. The KeyMove virtual machine that will be created by the NixOS test framework will have these capabilities. This part here is important, because here we copy the content of the directory containing the network configuration files and keys to etc testnet, and we give it permissions in order to make the user used by the node able to read these files. Here we enable the service itself, our custom module. This workaround updates the hard-coded start time with the current date time. And here it's the interesting part. Before, let me remind you that our directory, the one that we pre-generated, already contains an initial UTXO for the network and the key for a wallet owning it. So basically at the beginning of the test we just query the network to see this initial UTXO already present at the beginning of time at the Genesis block. Then here we build the transaction, which will move some ADA and will result in the presence of 2 UTXO. Indeed, here we check that there is only 1 UTXO. Here we submit the transaction. Here we wait that a new block is mined, and then we check that now there are 2 UTXO. And now let's start together the test locally. This is the command to run the test. The -L flag is needed to see the logs, while the -- rebuild flag is needed because I already executed this test locally on my machine. So in order to run it again, I need this flag. Here this warning is not relevant. It's about using an experimental feature. Here, as you see, we started the Chemo virtual machine. This log is not relevant for us. This log also is not relevant for us. And interesting part, it starts here, where, as you can see, the Cardano node systemd service started. This is the command executed under the hood, the command composed by our NixOS module. As you can see, we are using the files in the etc testnet directory. And here you can see the log produced by Cardano node itself. Here the test checks the existence of the socket. And here it starts the even more interesting part. Here times started passing. These numbers here are the slot numbers. You cannot see the output of the commands written in the test here while they are being executed, but we will be able to see them later after the entire test suite exited. Here you can see that a new block was mined at slot 29. No, that was the first slot, and this is the block containing the new UTXO. For this reason, I can tell this because this is the last block we see mined. Indeed, here the test ends, and all the outputs of the commands that we saw before in the test are shown here. These are the initial UTXO present at the beginning, various values, all the commands that were run by the test, and here we already sent the transaction and we are waiting, sleeping for 5 seconds every time until a new block is mined, which happens now. And here we simply check the number of UTXO, which are now 2. I hope that this video gave enough clarifications about the links that we provided in our proof of achievement. And say this, thank you for watching, and see you at the next one.